And I'm sending it all to my lawyer, everything, where they're admitting to stealing my shit, where they're getting me fired from jobs, and this is civil conspiracy at this point. They had this guy named World Champ working with Vaughn and Keene that was helping them commit fraud with my social security number. They have a lot of shit going on. Yeah, it's really bad right now. Grandma has got staff coming out in 2 places, and then that's the one I got when they had me fraudulently arrested. It's huge now and really yellow. Another one on that side, and it's just really bad. I saw a doctor, and it's definitely just gum disease and dental issues, and so I just gotta save till I can get several pulled. But it's hard without being able to work because I'm so sick. So I have a job interview, and I'm excited about that, but I'm trying to do as much as I can to be healthy where I can handle it when I get there. Because with all this stalking and bullying and Mama Tot sending one of her fucking minions to all my jobs, or having them comment on my post, or having them come to court to intimidate me and film so they can try to change the narrative of what's going on when I'm the one with all the proof that I was assaulted, and they're caught red-handed, so they're backtracking faster than a squirrel on a jet ski. But I told them it was going to happen. I said, if y'all mess with me and you try to take a homeless autistic woman and profit off her and lie about her autism, God will get you so fast. They didn't listen. Now they're losing everything they love. Corey made a video making fun of my autism that he cut off, where it said, I have never said I was autistic to make money on this app. And he cut that part off and said I never said I was autistic, so him and Mama Tot could still try to spread this false narrative that I don't have autism, to make it okay that they stalked and bullied me for 3 years with people I cut off for abuse 30 fucking years ago and met one time. And yet Mama Tot says she can steal my dog and my shit, and the cops let her. I don't get how that's legal, because it's not, but it shows the influence and power and money makes them be able to get away with Epstein behavior and traffic people, and nobody cares. They just trust the group or whoever's spreading the rumors. They don't trust the truth or the proof. And that's what y'all have seen. Even when all this has come out about Epstein, people look the other way. They look for the next big thing to talk about. And when it's your daughter or your sister or your mom that's being taken advantage of with autism, you might care. And that's another thing, is they're contacting my children who loved and cared about me and were talking to me all the time, and started telling them ugly things about me and giving them money. I mean, these people are disgusting humans. Mama Tot is the opposite of what a mother should be. She is a predator, an absolute predator. Because we're going through it now and the truth's coming out. They wanted to talk about it when they were lying and they were making up a bunch of rumors about me. They wanted to host live chats and profit off me every day. And now that I'm right and the truth is coming out, obviously, and everything that I said did happen, yeah, you don't want me to talk about it because it makes Mama Tot and Slight look like the criminals that they are. And so you want me to keep my mouth shut and not talk about my experience. Well, maybe you shouldn't have put me through it. Maybe you shouldn't have got me fired from jobs and stalked me and my children, because fuck that. You think I'm going to sit back and let you do that? I don't think so. They targeted me for years and I didn't fight back. And then when they had me fraudulently arrested under the wrong last name and date of birth, after they were trying to traffic me and beat the shit out of me, and I begged for help and nobody helped me. And so, yeah, now that the truth is coming out, it makes a lot of people look bad, because they helped the people committing felonies to racketeer my images, to exploit me, to profit off me. I mean, Ginseng, Crystal, Mama Tot, Slot, Boss Hog, they were all involved, and had Indian scare me and say he was going to KILL my dog, and that's when they had Boss Hog say he was going to come. They were all in on it, sitting there doing all that shit for attention and views for Crystal and G and Boss Hog and Mama Tot and Slot. None of it had to do with anything with me. They were stalking me. literally like having people to pretend to be my boyfriend to get my naked pictures. Like these people are so obsessed. They've done felony after felony. And when I talked about it, you didn't believe me. Now the proof's coming out. Well, you don't want me to talk about it no more. You wanted me to talk about it when it made me look crazy because everything they were doing is so illegal. How could it be happening? But now that it's come out and I've shown all the proof to the court system, I mean, they sure aren't running their mouths now. Now that they don't have my address and ways to stalk me and have my roommate give out my private details, they have nothing. They had her like sending pictures of my toaster in my kitchen to where I rent, saying that I had a toaster in my room so they could get more views on TikTok. I mean, really? Like, they've really lost their edge and they're resorting to anything. And then they had, Mama Tot had her best friend Corey and Inferno saying they were going to show up at my house after she was contacting my roommate, and they got my street address, and they just try to intimidate me and scare me so I won't go to court. Baby, I'll be there. I'll be there all the way through. And I can't wait to keep exposing what really happened that day, which is a bunch of y'all believe Big Keen and Mama Tot and Slot over the truth, and you spread lies to a point where it got a lot of people hurt. And now you're going to answer. And so, yeah, they don't like that part. They like the part where they were getting money and attention. They don't like the part where the truth comes out. But I knew it was coming. God showed me, don't give up, because I'm going to blast these lying people all over. And that's why they're going to have to stand. I don't even have to testify in court. They're going to have to send all the people who got together against me on purpose to prove that they didn't. It's going to be one hell of a show. I'm looking forward to it. Exactly, and it has. And that's why I haven't panicked this whole time, and I knew that Slot would be the one arrested eventually. But there's a lot of other people that need to be held accountable, because there's still, like Corey and Inferno and Mama Tot, still using what happened with Dixie for views. It's never going to stop until like they're all held accountable for the stalking and for the getting me fired and contacting my underage children. And until something's actually done, they're going to keep doing it for views. So I'm taking action, and people are actually taking it seriously now. So let them keep doing what they're doing and stalking me from live to live. Hey, Tony, how are you, baby? I missed you. Hey, Tony, how are you, baby? I missed you. Hang on, guys. That was the dentist. Give me just one more minute. Oh, baby, I am. But that's the thing. It's like you can move forward and still tell the truth. They wanted to silence me, make me look crazy, so my truth wouldn't help and save others. And that's the thing, is that I was put through this to tell what happens to people who trust people like Mama Tot and Slot. They pretended to be advocates for domestic violence charity that was scamming money from people. And I gave them my social security number, and they used it to have me fraudulently arrested for crimes that their crew committed against me. And that's the thing, is I'm not crazy. I did go through all that. And so if I don't speak up and share my story, it'll be another lady with autism they target. And I've seen Mama Tot like pretend to care about other autistic people, but then she steals their material, like that Jace guy. Are y'all mad? That was his post. He had autism. She goes and finds people with autism and she hurts them on purpose. Those people she said were my family. I met that lady one time. I don't know her name. I don't know what state she lives in. And now she's trying to convince my kids that that's my sister. And my kid never met her. Like, this is nuts. It's Jerry Springer bullshit, because this narcissistic psycho lady thinks she knows me better than I do because she thinks I'm her mother. And I'm the crazy one? I think the fuck not. But that's the thing, is it's done a lot of damage. It's hurt me. They're still contacting my teenagers. They're still contacting my roommates and giving out my address and intimidating me. So until it stops, I'm going to make sure that the police that have helped them do this are held accountable. In Jackson, Georgia, and Marshville, North Carolina, they did very illegal things for Mama Tot and Purple Picket and Dixie and TMH, and they allowed my things to be stolen, and it all needs to be looked into. And they only let people from the hate group make a report. It's me. No, that's the thing. I don't really even have the ability to lie. It's like there's a bone in my body that just tells the truth, and yeah, it gets me in trouble, and it has a bunch of people gang up on me for it. But it's 100% the truth and what I went through, and it did happen. And I was trying to tell y'all from the beginning, and a lot of y'all knew that they were ganging up with people I had cut off for abuse 30 years ago, and you still let it happen. You still tried to sway the false narrative and help them commit fraud. They were committing credit card fraud with my social security number. And World Champ and King got involved because of that, because there was a bunch of money changing hands. And that's why they were sending each other lines and shit and trying to act like they were a big deal. Good Lord, y'all just need to open your eyes. That's why I gave back everything I made on this app the last 20 months, because I wanted to show you I'm not the bad guy. I'm here to give and love and keep other people afloat. I'm not here for myself. I never have been. So them getting the wrong idea of me was the worst thing they ever did, because it don't match the truth. It never will. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta send a message about my dentist. It don't match the truth. It never will. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta send a message about my dentist appointment. Message about my dentist appointment. You want a piece of me, you're pissing me off. Get in line with the paparazzi who's flipping me off. Still won't put pictures of my derriere in the magazine. They showed up to court to have Mama Tot's best friend film my butt so he could get some hand hearts. And then when they found out, or I showed all the proof I had against Dixie, they all backed out and said, "Oh, oops, she didn't do it. We can't go to court this time." So then they send one of the creepy haters inside the courtroom to stalk and try to listen to everything they could hear so they could report back so they can get more views. You don't have to have autism. You're welcome in here whether you do or do not. But nobody's going to question you about it or bully you about it in here. I'm a late diagnosed autistic woman that has heavily masked, and when I shared my journey, people posed as advocates and pretended like they were helping me to get my info, and then they worked with people in my family to try to take my autism from me. They had Mama Tot had Loreline Outlaw and Indian Outlaw pay Debbie the pet lady to lie and say I had autism. I didn't have autism, and then they started bullying me. And like, if I'll say something like, "I've never said I have autism to make money on this app," they'll cut it off where I said, "I never said I had autism," and they'll cut the video there. And that's what Mama Tot and Slight and Corey used to try to take my autism and give me some other diagnosis that this lady I haven't seen in 30 years told them I had, that I've never been diagnosed with. I've been diagnosed with ADHD, what would have been called Asperger's. And then I have CPTSD from the abuse I went through with my mom and my ex-husband. And I've shared my journey. And when I did, they popped up with my ex-husband's wife and a bitch claiming to be my sister that I met one time and stole all my stuff and spread lies about me for money and attention. And now that they're getting caught and it's backfiring and all the felonies are being discovered, they want me to shut up about it. But they sure wanted to host lives saying my life was like a reality show when they were the ones creating the drama. And they tried to do it again at my last place, having the lady give out my address and details and act like I had a toaster in my room so they could try to get me put out. I mean, it's wild stuff. God's got it all. He sees it coming. Sing to me. But y'all know Big King didn't lie about all that to block me. He lied about all that shit, and he did that because they paid him to. And then he said he got paid to block me, even though he never blocked me, because he got paid to commit fraud with World Champ and lie about what happened so they can profit. to me of heaven. But that's your opinion. My opinion is that it's not right to keep things that bad people have done to you a secret, that you're the one that carries the pain and the shame and the blame. But if you talk about it and you tell the truth and you say, look, I was here on pure intentions. I told Mama Todd all that stuff about being late diagnosed autistic because I wanted my life back on track. I trusted her. I gave her personal info to get my license and my social security card. And she took that and took advantage of that. And so to heal from that and see what she's done, that she was working with my ex-husband's wife. She is contacting my children. She is my teenagers. She is having people in her group. Her 50-year-old gay best friend is all over my teenage son's fucking pictures, and I have screenshot after screenshot. I mean, like, they're doing all these illegal, weird things and then trying to turn and make me look like I'm the one that's a problem because I have autism, and they targeted me because they don't like me. And so they all spread rumors. They tried to take my autism from me. They did weird shit on here because they didn't want an autistic creator to come and tell the truth. So they took my autism and made it okay to group bully me. And if it doesn't stop with me, then it's another autistic person that will get bullied next. I'm not going to have that. So I'd rather it be me, and me, like, stand tall through all of it and show that what they're doing is wrong. But I can't do that by laying back and keeping my mouth shut and pretending like they didn't take advantage of me and that they weren't stalking me with people I cut off 30 years ago. Because that's weird behavior. That's very scary. They had me arrested under the wrong last name and date of birth. Police helped them pull off the gang stalking crimes. And so, like, I thought that the legal system would protect me. It didn't. It put me in more danger as an autistic woman, and, like, put me in a scary situation, allowed my things to be stolen because of the gang stalkers. And so if I don't speak up and I don't share, then it will keep happening. If I make people look into what happened in the Jackson, Georgia Police Department and Marshallville, North Carolina, when Purple Picket said Mama Tot made her throw me out because she said I wasn't autistic and all this stuff, and that's the paperwork that they had TMH break in and steal and then bring my folder back to the fucking police station with that taken out, trying to keep me from proving that Mama Tot was working with Slot and these people I cut off for abuse 3 years ago. And I have found out that I was correct the whole fucking time, that they were on big groups on Reddit and Facebook before Mama Tot ever pretended to help me when I had already got myself out of homelessness. I worked my way out of homelessness, and then they had Sarah and her husband try to sabotage it, and then Slot starts gifting her, and everybody made it look like how they wanted it, and now it's all coming out for how it really happened, and so they don't want the truth out there. Well, I'm so sorry. And I have. That's what I'm saying, is I am, and I have shown all my proof in court. And that's why they're being really quiet about the details in court now, because I have proved everything. And that's the thing, is like, once it all comes to the light, it's going to show I was the one that got the shit beat out of me. I was the one that they were trying to steal my things. All I did was trust God and tell the truth and get out of there. And that's the thing. I have proved that. I have shown that. I have posted videos of everything that really happened. And now they can't, Dixie can't get Corey to lie anymore because they've been caught red-handed. So he was doing that stuff for Dixie and Mama Tot to get more views. But now that they know she has no proof, and I'm the only one with proof, they have admitted that they know I'm telling the truth. And so that's why they don't want me to talk about it. Because now I see the fraud that was done. I see that they were racketeering my images. They were doing a lot of felony level shit, and it is being exposed. And like, I do have the screenshots of my roommates saying that Mama Tot had been messaging her and Corey was hosting lives and all this, and we were getting along perfectly fine. And then the day Mama Tot started messaging her, suddenly they had my address. there making threats about me not going to court because of how many trees I have in my backyard and like trying to intimidate me. And I do have the proof of all that. It's just they say that I do and say this stuff for views, and I don't. I'm living through it and I'm getting through it and just moving on. So that's why I don't have to sit down and show you everything I have composed. But I've got it all ready, and I have submitted most of it to court. I am letting them know they're using like my roommates, my job situation to continue to stalk me, and I'm showing the pattern. So that's the problem, is that I am showing proof and people are seeing that I'm telling the truth. And so now somebody's going to need to be held accountable for the several felonies that were committed against me. And they don't want me to tell the truth about what Mama Tot and Slot did, pretending to be advocates, pretending to help me, pretending to have Maggie get me to the next place safe so they could then pin their crimes on me. I mean, it was all orchestrated and premeditated. Even the lady they had pretend to take me to ginseng, she was aware of the whole thing. She was working with the hate group the whole time. She still supports the people doing ugly things to me. She was part of the hate group. She targeted me and pretended to help me so I would pay her to take me there so they could then try to put me in a mental institution. And they gave ginseng money to do that, and to go from where he was saying not to trust Mama Tot and Slot to wanting to go on vacation with them with money they raised off exploiting me and calling me a pedo when they're the ones contacting people's teenage kids. Fucking weirdos. But that's the thing, is like, I was able to just sit back and let them keep committing the felonies and doing stuff and trying to think the group was just going to get them out of it. And that's what God is using to set me free. So I listened to him and his timing, and that's what he told me. It wasn't the right time to speak up at first. I mean, I was supposed to let y'all know, hey, I'm aware of what y'all are doing to me. I know this is gangs talking. I know you're after my spiritual gifts. But I didn't have to like let them know each individual thing that God told me. And it saved my life. I didn't have to like let them know each individual thing that God told me. And it saved my life. My life.